Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Oh, I don't even have my headphones on. I should probably I should probably turn those on and wear them. I'm a little frazzled right now, guys. Sorry about that. You went live the same time. I know. I didn't plan that. Mine is cyclic, so it's not justing or not trying to usurp anybody there. Humbly requesting polling. Give us a sound. You want yourself an oval, and I will give you one. So, I did just see someone say something about subs off the coast of Russia. I hadn't even seen that. I haven't watched the news at all today, guys. I'm sorry. I've been so busy. I just recorded and edited my next HLC State of Mind, and I was doing research for my next USA versus the World. I hadn't even looked into the news because I use the weekends to get those ones taken care of, and then during the week is when I get the rest of them done. So it's just busy. I'm tired. I'm very tired. And I got gassed by Knox last night, like in a way you've never read about. I explained it on Twitter, but I'll tell people here. Let me read this real quick. What's a better way to spend the first hour being 20 years old? By watching HLC? Well, happy birthday, man. Where's the horns at? Hell yeah. I got some other... Nope, that's a commercial. Oh, nope, that's the wrong button. Sorry about that. I don't know if I can play that. And the puppies are here. Knox, I had to go pick him up from a grooming visit, so he smells less like Buttfoot today. And so last night, I got gassed by Knox. I love this guy more than life itself. I really do. He is my best friend in the whole wide world. But, so last night, I crawl into bed, and I'm laying there, and it's the third night that my wife and I had... How come I'm not boxing with the guys on Pepperbox? Wasn't invited. Plus, I learned a long time ago I can't box. I can grapple decently, but my stand-up game is god-awful. It's fucking miserable, dude. I got rocked in Combatives level 1. But I digress. What I'm getting at, so last night I crawl into bed, and they're next to the missus, and right next to my bed is my nightstand, and on my nightstand is my CPAP, and right next to that is Knox's bed. Okay. Well, Knox has a gland infection right now in his butt. He's on meds. He's doing fine. He's healing up. But he's had some real bad gas. Real bad gas. And so I'm laying there in bed, and I'm asleep. Asleep. Okay, mind you? And now my nightly cool air intake that I have has transitioned into fucking forced ass induction because Knox rips ass and my fucking CPAP sucks it up and feeds it directly into my face. Okay, so I get woken up out of a dead sleep by my dog's asshole. Okay, and out of habit, I sit up and I'm like, oh, and I go like this, which by the way, doesn't do anything when you're being force-fed anus, all right? When you have a fucking mask on. So I'm trying to rip this mask off. It's Velcroed, and the Velcro has become like fucking fused on the molecular level. It just does not want to fucking release, okay? My wife is wondering what's going on. I was like, Knox fart. Like I'm trying to get the words out, but I'm like also like coughing. And I ripped the mask off and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm okay. Well, that was awful. It was terrible. And I look over and I was like, Knox. And he just like stretches and groans, is like, oh. And he was perfectly fine. That was, dude, it was fucking 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. I recommend that to anybody else. It was horrendous. It's bad enough that I've considered moving his bed. I love having my little buddy there next to me, but goddamn, I want to move his bed. Tapping top of head frantically, bro. It was so bad. Gas. Absolutely. It is with great jubilance. Jubilant? Dude, I'm dyslexic, man. Probably. Anyways, that I announce Pierce nips taste like house keys. Ask me how I know. I mean, you're not wrong, but boobs are the original Happy Meal. So, out of bail bonds office straight to HLC stream. Oh shit. Welcome back. I hope you're not the person getting bonded out. How you doing? Evan chat for Anger Cops tomorrow. Michael Malice is going to destroy him. The state of monopoly. The state has monopoly of violence. Something Malice said. I don't know. So Rich, one of the things that I love about Rich is he is on top of being just an all around, like Rich is one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. But Rich is also very intelligent and very direct. So like he knows a lot, and Rich, God, I hope somebody doesn't clip this. Rich is similar to me in the fact that if you're going to do anything in this world, do it as good as you possibly can. Learn as much about it as you possibly can.
Would you intercept me?
Unlawful Zergling. What's up, man? Thank you so much.
Hello again, HLC. Good to see you're rocking a gnarly beard. It's been far too long since I caught a stream, but life is hell as usual. Is Knox on the Geneva suggestion with his mustard gas plus now? Cheers from Ohio.
Dude, I was not okay. I was not doing okay. But on the plus side, the spare room we've been staying in, just like here, is carpeted, and he gets really hot at night. The master bedroom is tiled. We had it tiled. And so for him, he gets to move back and forth between his bed and then the tile when he needs to cool off, man. And Knox is good people. Weapons, how you doing, man? To my mods, Weapons, Wolfram guys, I am so sorry. I have been busier than a one-legged man at an ass-kicking contest trying to get everything done. Also, Weapons, I'm going to try and give this details about this without giving too many details. But yes, I did the thing that we talked about. And it was a very, very good story. And there was a lot of stuff that could go into it. So yes, it's my next HLC State of Mind. It is absolutely, I didn't know about that. I didn't know that existed. It's really cool. And I was able to use a lot of my characters to kind of bring it to life. So I'm very, very happy that you were able to give me that. Much appreciated, by the way. Let me see. Moshi. Saw you say hi to Eli. Appreciate your honesty. 25's on over here. Keep it going. Oh, 25 Sierra. Or 25's on over here? Or 25 Sierra. I'm trying to just follow that one, man. Y'all are going to find out I'm fucking stupid. How does the audio sound? Because I have a new thing that Eli Double Tap told me to buy. And I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, not anything else like that. But so I used to have my XLR that fed into my microphone was the Go XLR, which works. It is a functional system. However, that company went out of business, so they're no longer providing updates. There's not a lot of software for it. It's just hard to work with. So Eli suggested the Rodecaster Pro 2. And I mean, it's really cool. It has, I wonder if it'll work. Let's see if it works. Hold on. Home. Paging doctor. Never mind. I don't even know if that worked for you guys, but Eli's government name is wild. It really is. USA versus the World Cartel and Mexico. So I will say there's a lot of USA versus the World that I want to do. It's just a lot of it doesn't have the information that I want. It's hard to get numbers of, like, for all intents and purposes, the cartel is an insurgency. Like, definitionally, it's an insurgency. However, if you think of insurgent, you don't think of a cartel member. You think of pajama bandits in the Middle East. Just calling it as I see it, right? Love your videos. Thank you so much. Cool echo effect. There's another one that's
You have 60 seconds to touch my butt.
I don't know. That one might have worked. I don't know. Package that give the DOD. Bro, he was rough. He was rough, man. But anyways. So what was I talking about? Oh my God. Whenever I feel down, I go to your channel, watch a vid or two, and then I start laughing my ass off. You start insulting Russia or China, Slavic Special Ed in West Taiwan. And I'm not, like, just kind of putting feelers out there. I do want to launch a new shirt, but like my last couple shirts, I feel like I missed the mark. The first thing I always do, and this is kind of a tell, at least in my opinion, of successful people versus unsuccessful people, is successful people blame themselves first before anybody else. So if the shirts that I made just don't speak to you in that way, that's fine, right? That's totally fine. Because I mean, ultimately, I don't really care about making money off of shirts. I like making people laugh. But I do want to make. I got a couple of different ideas. It's either a West Taiwan shirt. I don't know if Slavic Special Ed will go over well. But then the other one is somehow the USA with like, we just be building shit. And I think a lot of people would love that. I really do. But if I'm way off the mark there, man, let me know. You saw Ryan Macbeth today? Oh, hey, how's Ryan doing? So you must be out there at, oh, he was texting me earlier. He just did the CS chamber. He was texting me and Preston Stewart and Chris Cappy. Communism. Maybe it doesn't work every time. Do you or the boys think you'll come to Hawaii? Hawaii is high on my list. But here, Hawaii for like the for like habitually fat, I want to do Hawaii so badly. But I don't want to do Hawaii unless I get all of the big ones. So somebody sent me a coin from the Mighty Mo, the USS Missouri, and that is high on my list. I want to see the Mighty Mo. I want a private tour of the Mighty Mo. That one's pretty easy to get. The Pearl Harbor Museum, a little bit harder to get, and the USS Arizona. Those are the three, like I boom, and I want to hit all three of those. Now, the USS Arizona, I don't think will be an individual episode, just because there's not enough there, maybe. I don't know. But those are big on my list. But if I go to Hawaii, I want to do all three of those. I want to do, without question, all three of those: the Mighty Mo, the Pearl Harbor Museum, and the USS Arizona. But it is definitely big on my list. Scott WV8WE. I don't know if there's a way I'm supposed to read that, but thank you so much. I call for everyone in this live stream protest to HLC for the UK Middle Eastern accent video. Oh man. Everyone use the hashtag I put in super chat. HLC is the president. You must respond to your people. Make the UK Arab. Let me do some more research on that one, because my main thought process of research on that is I got to figure out the per capita rate. Now I know in a lot of places it's the worst 10% of the population, and there's a reason I use 10% instead of another percentage, that make things awful for everybody else. And the vast majority of people just aren't that way. With the exception of New Yorkers and people from the northern East Coast with apparently not Rhode Island, which was wild to me. You're all terrible drivers. I'm sorry. 100% of you suck at driving. All of you. You just do. Look, man. Sorry. And for some reason, people that I've met from Boston think that being insufferable is a personality trait. I don't know why. But Delaware doesn't exist. Also learned that. I've served in the military for 16 years. I met people from all over the country. I never met anyone from New Hampshire. That place might be real, though. I had one guy say he was from Delaware. Probably lying, because that's not a real place. And then Vermont. If you showed me a map of the East Coast and zoomed in and centered Vermont, I couldn't tell you that was Vermont. You met one from Delaware? That's not real. It's not a real place. Doesn't exist. Do I want to hate MacArthur more? I don't know if that's physically possible. The reason I hate MacArthur, was he tactically competent? Yes. I would never say that MacArthur is tactically incompetent. However, I don't like selfish leaders. I've never been a fan of them. And MacArthur went against every order that every president ever gave him until it was in order for him to save his own skin. That's fucking selfish. MacArthur should have participated in the Bataan Death March. Sorry. Like, it's a shitty place to be in, but when in charge, be in charge. Oh, I fucking hate MacArthur. Oh, Slavic Special Ed on a Pepperbox exclusive shirt. You might be able to make that happen. Love your videos. Please never retire. I plan on doing this for a long time, guys. I really enjoy making you all laugh. I really enjoy making you guys so happy about everything. Like, I read the comments, not on every platform, but I like, especially YouTube, I read the comments. Twitter, I read the comments. Twitter is a cesspool. I love it. I love Twitter. It's just a shit show. I love it so much. As a Slav, if you make Slavic Special Ed, please clarify specifically Russia. Yeah, because Slavic's kind of, it's like Russia, the Baltics, technically Poland is Slavic. I think Norway and Sweden are both, and Finland are all considered Slavic. So pretty much like Northern Europe, it's damn near all Slavic. So that's fair. Much love from Philly. Philly, okay, so I did go to Philly one time. I'm brutal on X. Oh, it's my favorite pastime, weapons. My favorite, so I went to Philly and there was a place, it was downtown. It was like a market, and we went in there and they had restaurants everywhere, but there was so many fucking people. But all the subways smelled like piss. It was a cool city, but all the subways smelled like piss. And I want to say like, well, that's all subways in general, but in DC they didn't, which is wild because I look at DC like it's a cesspool. If you don't, please let me know. I'm sure 25th ID will host you guys. Ooh. Does 25th ID have like their own, like, dude, I would absolutely come out there and do 25th ID shit. There's 2 units that like, no one take this personal, okay? There's 2 units that pop into my head. Like if you're an infantryman and you've seen combat, and I'm not talking like, you know, a couple of firefights, you've seen like fucking firefights daily. My brain immediately goes 173rd and 25th ID. Every dude that I worked with in 4th ID who was either from 173rd or 25th ID were like, yeah, we did Afghanistan back when like nobody else was there. It was fucking awful. Like it's just boom. What is my favorite plane? The F4U Corsair. I have one right back there next to my coin case. Can we get the Great West Time? You want an uwu from the Great China. I will never refer to myself as the West Taiwan. Let me save you time on research. Muhammad is currently the number one most popular boy name in the UK. Not a joke. I mean, to be fair though, because in the spirit of transparency, Muhammad is like the number one boy name on the planet, I think. I live in Delaware, you plop. No, you don't. It doesn't exist. That's the hill I'm dying on. Delaware doesn't exist. I could be standing in an area and you'd be like, you're in Delaware. I don't believe you. Sorry, I just don't. I'm like a flat earther, but instead of being retarded, like I just know that Delaware doesn't exist. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. Like just. Did you just retire or separate? So I did medically retire. My body just couldn't take it anymore. I had one hip surgery. They kind of botched it. They still want to open up the other hip and both knees. I'm trying to like wait it out as long as I can. It's just the running, honestly. Like I can stand for most days. I can like walk uphill. I can lift. But like I was going to the gym recently and I got on the treadmill and for those of you who like can't run, uphill on a treadmill at like number 4, which is like, I think it's roughly 4 miles an hour is a smoker. It's a fucking smoker. And I was doing that and I was feeling pretty good that day. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to run. I just want to run for 5 minutes. Like I can do that. And my body said, the fuck you are. And no, 2 minutes in, I was like, I can't do it. I just cannot take it anymore. And I was limping the whole rest of the day. Can the kid please get an interception? As a trucker, I tell you people from the East Coast to the Rockies can't drive for shit. That's fair. Well, yeah, some. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I was wondering if you're going to cover the new British censorship bill that just implemented the censorship from payment processors like MasterCard, Visa, and I'm unfamiliar with the British censorship. Let me put it down in my notes. I will look into it. I don't know how to say that. Thank you so much, my dude.
I'd intercept me.
Oh yeah, almost forgot. Are you gonna bring up the 2 new bills being purposed in the House to censor social media and YouTube and many other things here in the States?
But I got it written down now. I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing about it. I am down to cover anything. Everything is on the table. It's hard to make some things funny. It really is. But yeah, t-shirt idea about the Slavic special that's saying you shut up your mouth. Hope you have a good weekend. Open that PO box soon, dude. Today I was driving past the post office where I used to have my P.O. box when I lived here. And I was like, man, I need to go open a P.O. box. And I looked and they were closed. And I was like, fuck, I got to stop doing this, man. Just a heads up, I sent you another email with energy news. It's not quite as big news. I won't pester you. But it's about Washington trying to outdo Virginia in fusion. And they're trying to make hydrogen power more feasible. I like it. I'm here for it. My dog is digging like Japan avoiding the third son. He's going through it. He's on several medications right now. He's on an antibiotic. He's on trazodone for anxiety because Knox is an anxiety monster. He's on gabapentin for pain. Yeah, actually, he's only on 3 meds. Yeah. I want to give you guys a better view. There we go. Golf Force 1, goddamn, that's funny. Dude, all the presidents, man, they all take so much fucking time off. Like, I don't take it personal when people are like, Joe Biden took this many days off. Yeah, so did fucking Obama, so did Bush, so did Clinton, so did Trump. Like, they all take a shit ton of days off. You know what's crazy is that Congress is off like almost 180 days a year. Almost 180. And that's not an exaggeration. Like, it's insane. These people make 6 figures, and with their trade and with their stock deals, they make almost 7 figures. And can you imagine having half the year off and making that kind of money? State of mind, kind of consensual and habitually fat. Yes. So the state of mind, and for those of you who don't know, so pepperbox.tv, if you're interested, there is a 14-day free trial. This isn't like a paid advertisement. Like, I genuinely think it's a good platform. And the reason why I think it's a good platform is because we're very unrestricted there. Even the owners are like, look, man, like, you can literally say anything you want to, but you got to deal with the fallout of your actions, which is great.
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
I am a dog and I'm digging a hole. Diggy diggy hole. Dig faster, smile.
As soon as it popped up, I read that in Windrow's like song. I am a dog and I'm digging a hole. Final super chat for me today. It's okay, Arando. I'm trying to keep up with all of them. This one to remind you, a couple live streams ago, you and Mrs. made you brisket and yes. So the brisket and tres leches, if you guys have never experienced tres leches, sorry, my Spanish is not great, you need to find it. Go, they have it at Fogo de Chao, and it's pretty good at Fogo de Chao. So that's kind of a chain that you can find tres leches at. And it's tres leches is literally called 3 milks. And imagine a cake that is oozing milk. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh, it's life-changing. I would rub it all over my naked body if I could eat it off of my own naked body. I just want you to know that. Like, I can't reach all those places. I just can't. The mouth cannot reach those locations. Oh, so good. But yeah, and the brisket, fire. Brisket was, so good. Hey, yo, shout out from Gettysburg. No shit. Fellow GWAT kid here. Keep doing what you're doing. You have a voice and platform that's brilliant. We're all rooting for you, fucker. Much love, brother. Well, I appreciate it. Dominican. Oh, shit. Dominic, not Dominican. Yep. Look, I'm just going to say I'm dyslexic. Dominic Mancuso? Yeah, we're going to go with that. Much love, my dude. And from Gettysburg. Gettysburg is also on my list. Gettysburg is absolutely on my list of places that I want to go with the fat electrician. Oh, man. It does that thing. There we go. 2025 NFL season is here. Excited about our Broncos. Also, Delaware definitely exists. I had to file taxes for clients LLC based there. A lot of clients base their LLCs out of Delaware. It's probably, just throwing this out there, because it doesn't exist. I'm just saying. I think Delaware is located on Epstein Island. It's got to be. It has to be, because it just doesn't exist. I'm sorry. You have tres leches near your job? Oh, wither. It's worth every fucking penny, bro. Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good.
I'd intercept me.
I have a tres leche near my job.
Easily the second greatest food that Mexico has come up with. But it's not even a bad, like, their second best. No, it's not even that. It's just that their best is so good that it cannot be beaten by anything else on this planet, and that's a tortilla. Literally every food that exists in this world does not get worse when you add a tortilla. It doesn't. It just doesn't. You could eat an ice cream sundae out of a tortilla. Doesn't make it worse. Might make it better. You could eat tres leches out of a tortilla. Doesn't make it worse. Like, it's literally the most perfect food that has ever existed. Okay? There's been chaos the last month by some sins, bro. Bro. You know what's it's weird? I almost feel like I'm bad luck. Because, like, I'll finish a video, I get it uploaded, thumbnail done, everything's good to go, and I'm like, boom. And then I go and sit in the other room and watch TV with my wife, and the news is like, 17 people shot down today. I'm like, God damn it! Like, I feel like I'm causing it. Bacon? Bacon? Bacon is, no. Bacon does not make ice cream better. Theoretically, I've never tried it, so... But tortillas are the best thing. Damn it, HLC. I know, man. I feel like it's all my fault. Miniguns for anti-drone. No, the Gao 8 on a tank to sweep the skies. I mean, yeah, we could do airburst 30 mic, I think. Question mark? Maybe. Hopefully. Oh, man. I know that the Sergeant Stout uses a 30. I don't know if it's like the same length or anything else like that. You just said you're kind of surprised they're now letting us know they're putting a minigun on an M1. Sounds like a 1987 upgrade. You know, the Pendle is about the same. It's just a matter of training for the operators. And when I read the article, they're like, it's in testing. It's just to like, will this work? Is this a feasible option? Because right now, like, there's a gap. It's a capability gap, right? So hold on. It's not a dog fart. I'm just trying to see if I smell something maybe burning or cooking. Hold on. Fine. It's fine. I promise. You're gonna be just fine. All right. Sorry about that. My wife is cooking kimchi stew. I'm not gonna run. But yeah, no, there's a big gap. There's a capability gap because we have systems that can stop drones, but they're not foolproof. And it's close to foolproof that makes us usually 90% is kind of our go-to.
Intercept me.
Since drone swams are becoming more common, would flak be more advantageous?
It's a theory. It honestly, when it comes to drone, the drone question, right now the best thing we've found to deal with large numbers of drones with the lowest amount of cost is the Leonidas directed energy high-powered microwave. And it's literally called the Leonidas system. It's employed in the Philippines right now. The Marines have it. And I've never worked with the system personally, but apparently it's been doing very, very well. Now I know, yeah, I can say that. I know the Sergeant Stout has been combat proven to deal with size 3 and below drones. They deployed them real hush hush over to the Middle East. They did the directed energy ones and the kinetic ones. The kinetic one is the actual Sergeant Stout. The directed energy one is just the DE MSHORAD. The DE did well initially, and then the dust and the environment just got too rough on it. So they're back to the drawing board on that one. But the KM MSHORAD did very well. So it's finding that piece. So like everything is about figuring out what works. So if the enemy has planes, well, what do we have? We have several contingencies. We have DCA, defensive counter-air, so we have our own planes. We have Patriot, can knock those down. We have Stingers, can knock those down. Like we have a bunch of solutions. Right now, none of the solutions are enough for us to say we're good. So like the whole world is in a panic right now. Rightfully so. there are a lot of developing systems right now. But when we're talking about the flak thing that Wither was asking about, flak would work. However, targeting is difficult. So, back in the day, a fucking German Stuka or something like that, right? Would come in, and that Stuka can't strafe side to side. It has to go in a straight line so you could lead your target. It can turn only so much. It's a little easier to do. Drones can literally change their fucking trajectory like that. So, yeah, I mean, but it would have to be electronically targeted, like through some kind of radar system. Just humans don't have the reaction speed to be able to do it. Accidentally, one more super chat. Make the UK Arab. I'll consider it, at least for one gag. My first live love Grandpa Buff and the kid. He's my spirit plane. Let me the fuck out. No, it's bullshit. We need to get that F-47 online so that way he can just take up space in here. But Franklin's coming with me. He gets to deal with the possums out back. There you go. Sorry. We're so relieved, Commander. Wait. So we relieved the commanders at Pearl Harbor for what happened. MacArthur heard about the attack and kept his air force on the ground and didn't disperse any of the aircraft. Hours later, Japan destroyed almost all of them.
Would you intercept me?
I'd
intercept me.
The censorship happening in Britain, the European Union and Australia, and the proposed censorship here in the States. It's a serious problem. Britain and Australia and some of the EU are slowly becoming like communist Russia, and I'm even not kidding.
I know. So I want to read up on all of that. Like, I don't want to get too caught in the. I try and learn as much as I can, and I can't know everything about everything, but I want to see like what they're actually saying. And usually the way I base some of my videos, unless the joke is really good, I take what both sides of the political spectrum are saying about it, and then I compare it to what is publicly available. And then I'm like, okay, this is kind of where my stance is at. Unless it's really funny, and then of course I'll chase it down. I didn't know MacArthur kept his fucking planes on the ground. I know there was a lot of failures that led to Pearl Harbor, but I didn't know MacArthur was one of those failures, which makes total fucking sense. Thelma, Chris, Lara, thank you so much. I appreciate it. How do withers and weapons know each other? So, wither and weapons, the way that they know each other, and sorry about putting your guys' business out there. So, how do I word this? Weapons was working at a glory hole. Keep thinking jets cannot stray from side to side. Okay, within reason, the laws of physics require, like lift, and you got to be moving at a certain speed. So relax. MacArthur is highly overrated. Big time. Sorry. So weapons was working in the back of this. Yeah. Everyone's, huh? Excuse me. Way to shoot electricity. Weapons is, I wish I could get the like little thing that says weapons is typing right now, because I know he is. Glory hole is bar right weapons, right? Keep smack talking Delaware. I'm going to order 15 more cameos from you at once in 24-hour deadline and make you sweat. I will refuse all of them.
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Oh yeah, before I go, me and WPNS have talked in the voice chat before. He is a cool dude.
He is a pretty cool dude. Sometimes he's a bit much. I like weapons. I really do. That's the reason he's here. I like him. But sometimes weapons is a bit much. Love you to death, buddy. Wasn't in the Navy, people? I don't know, man. So Wither's air conditioning went out, and weapons was deployed by the Air Force to solve that problem. And turns out it was his combat pay wasn't enough because of the lack of air conditioning. They needed 4 times their base pay. And yeah, that's just how it happened. Hey, what's up, Warrior Shaman? How you doing, buddy? Let me see. I'll start working on tres leches cake from tortillas. Zachary Brass, don't you fucking play with my emotions like that. HLC smoking crack? I would never. Maybe not meth, but y'all need to visit the Navy Tree Surgeon? And Navy Forest in Indiana. Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane Division. The largest naval base in the world and landlocked. I've never even heard for the Navy Forest in Indiana. Huh. I'm willing to go take a look. It's just, dude, like right now, it seems like civilian museums are more willing to work with us, but the military, dude, they're just stonewalling me. And I'm certainly hope my friends have started sending emails and text messages. Not you guys. You guys are my friends, but like somebody specifically. Little off topic, but you've seen the Navy name the new amphibious assault ship the McClung. I think it's fine for its name for it, but the ship named McClung. Named Clunge. McClunge? Please tell me it's pronounced that way. Hey, brother, how you been? It's Coconut. Oh, hey, what's up, Coconut? I saw your message come through. I think it was on Steam or something. You shot me a DM somewhere else. I saw it pop up on my screen. I was just like, oh, it's Coconut. Shotgun versus drone, redneck wins. You know what's funny is that has been used to great effect in Ukraine. And Chris Cappy actually brought it up. He's like, all infantrymen going forward should learn to skeet shoot in basic training because it might save their life on the battlefield. Last super, saw a construction worker hit a drone with a nail gun. I'm not even mad. I want to offer the dude a job. Birds on the battlefield are so screwed. Yeah, maybe. Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up here. His mistake was after Pearl Harbor. He heard about it and completely froze. That checks out. Everything that happened with leaving his troops was political. Yeah, you know what's funny is he has a famous speech, I will return. And what bothers me about that is everyone's like, this speech is so famous, and he was proclaiming that he was going to return to his troops. And what I want to know is from a leadership perspective, why in the fuck would you leave them to begin with? Like that, If you're going to die, I'm going to die right there with you. That's just the way it is. That's leadership. Captain goes down with his ship, but apparently an army general doesn't go down with his unit. Whatever. Pelicans can fuck up a jet. That makes sense. I mean, anything with a large enough mass can fuck up a jet if it's sucked up into the engine. If we're talking food, I'll say this. It's a pet peeve of mine. Walking tacos is a stupid name. Walking tacos. It's redundant. I can walk around with a normal taco. It's a Mexican meat salad in a Dorito bag. I've never even heard of a walking taco. HLC, you run an episode where Rich was talking about the lady he told, how are you going to breathe with no air? I know it's off topic, but she's currently being medically evaluated for lung transplant. No shit. I was not on that episode. I don't remember hearing that from Rich at all. I mean, is it a good thing she's getting a lung transplant, right? That's a good thing, right? Navy owns the force to provide repair materials for the USS Constitution and make sure it can have the annual voyage around the harbor. See, I didn't know that. The military just be building shit. When you boys make it to Gettysburg and need a local fixer and or want a personalized tour, I got you. Cut through the tourism crap. I sent you a Facebook message to footnote it. Slid right into those those DMs, girl. Look, man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I almost never check my Facebook DMs. If you really need to get a hold of me or any kind of details like that, just go through my mods and they kind of filter everything and make sure that I know what I need to know. I'm not talking any shit. It's just there's so many things coming in simultaneously. I would literally do nothing else if I just read messages and shit all day. Ghost as blah, 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 blah. That's a lot of letters. Message retracted. Well, thank you so much anyways. Last one, look up how much money he left with an abandoned female nurses. Oh. To be fair, like I don't like giving credit to MacArthur. However, the U.S. Navy was using submarines at that point in time because there was a whole bunch of gold and silver in the Philippines and they were shipping the gold back stateside so that we could do gold things with it. A bunch of the silver was just dumped right there in the Philippines. Apparently it's still there. I don't know. Construction worker versus drone. I'll have to check it out. Hey, got anything on battleships? I mean, I will tell you that I think an Iowa class is probably the sexiest war vessel that has ever existed, in my personal opinion. I say that knowing full well that a Ticonderoga or an Arleigh Burke could sink one without them even knowing they're there. I'm a realist. It's just like, okay, for example, one of my dream cars is a 70 Challenger RT with that's mother pearl white with blue pinstriping, the vanishing point car. It's a beautiful car. But I also know that a modern demon can outrun it. That's fine. I still don't think it's pretty. 300 likes and 780 in chat. What are we doing here, folks? I'm just kidding. It would take a lot of hits. Yes and no. I mean, American naval vessels in general are hard to sink. Like they're really, really well built and very watertight in a lot of different places. But I do believe with like modern munitions, for example, the Nazis in World War II, they built a lot of bunkers with feet of reinforced concrete and weapons. From your perspective, how hard would it be for us to get through that nowadays? Like fucking butter. We'd rip through it. Iowa's armored against 2,000-pound armor piercers. Yeah, that's fair. But armor piercers back in the day are not armor piercers today. Harpoon is roughly 1,000 pounds blast penetration. Less the butter. Oh, is it an Iowa in the 80s or an upgrade? I would go upgrade. I mean, they had a couple of missile launchers on them, didn't they? I think. Grandpa Buff and I want our free coffee.
I know, the bastard just keeps saying nuclear, and I feel like I should be issuing out punch cards, but, I mean, I got my card punched as many times as I need to.
I hope it's not weird that I just bust out the characters randomly like that for you guys. Are all these nuke subs? So I just found out about the nuke subs. I assume off the coast of Russia. Is it normal or abnormal? It's posturing. I mean, does Vladimir Putin think the United States is going to attack him directly? No, probably not. Is it a contingency? Yes. You try and prepare for everything potentially. So I don't know. No, we love the characters around him. It's why we're here, HLC. Or are they American nuke subs being deployed? Because that would be a little bit of a different thing, because usually, like our Iowa classes, they kind of stay deployed. It's just no one ever knows where they're at, and that's kind of on purpose. It's our premier show of force. Like we just surface one off somebody's coast and like, hey fucker. And that's something we do relatively common. Next live show, I need to have the characters on the screen. You would still have to hit it a bunch. I mean, yeah, but the Mark 41 VLS has what, 70 on the Arleigh Burks? It's like 70 something fucking cells. That's a lot of firepower you can throw. And then the Ticonderoga, I want to say it's like 90 or 100 cells. That's a lot of birds. President announced their departure. It's a posture thing. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Boarded my cruise a few weeks ago, saw the USS Iowa. Can attest, it was pretty sexy. I think it's just a beautiful build of warship. It's just gorgeous. Like the wood deck, the big guns. I mean, she's just lumbering. It's pretty. It's just a very pretty ship. It looks so good. Ghost Alpha Mike Foxtrot. Oh, that's how you say. Okay, yeah, there's a lot. My bad, homie. Do you know that I'm also stupid? Check out the Nevada nuclear blast canal singer. Oh, yes, I'm familiar with the story of the Nevada. Is it? It's not still up, is it?
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Since you are out of the military, will you start playing games on stream again?
I would consider it. I don't. So my thing with the video games, I'm kind of torn. I like playing video games, and I do like hanging out with you guys. I really do. But when I play video games now, it's like my one opportunity to shut my brain off and just chill. So I don't know if I want to turn that into like an entertainment thing. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love spending time with you guys. I really do. But like sometimes I just need to like shut my brain off. You watch the live stream of the Nevada getting hit? We have walking tacos all over the place. Tacos in general or walking tacos? Love bonding over your videos. Last week he let one of the hard days win. Damn, Brian, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Like, that's fucking rough. Yes, check on your friends. I'm glad that you guys were able to bond over my videos, man. But like, that's fuck, dude. That sucks. I have no idea what to say. Like, that's a rough one, man. War Thunder, bro. Thank you for your service, HLC. Thank Brandon Herrera for his service. Brandon Herrera is an American fucking hero. I thought you had like 20 brains. Listen, we don't talk about the ones in a jar in my cellar. I don't have a cellar. I'm not rich enough to have a fucking cellar. Got an opinion on the upgrades for the kid in the new F-47. It's a stopgap, but I mean, how do I word this? I love politicians. Not like totally, but I love politicians that say things that just become buzzwords because they don't know what they're talking about. And especially President Trump, everything is just, he's taking it all to the next level. And I love that because that's just super American. So when he announced the that they're making a new super F-22 with all these upgrades, I'm just like, it doesn't mean anything. It's the same upgrades they've been having, but it's fucking great. Like, I just love that now the world's going to be like, oh, the US super F-22. Like, it's just so good. It's so good. The AR fallacy. It's great. I fucking love it, man. A4 Skyhawk, please, brother, just once. I got to learn about the aircraft first, but yes, I'd be willing to. What about making YouTube short of you playing games? I might do that.
Would you intercept me?
I might like record some video
intercept me.
games.
All the taxpayer money I've thrown at you and you don't have a basement. Shame.
Wither, listen. If you really want to be my sugar daddy, put Knox through charm school. If you can find a way for him to stop stinking, that's why he has to get bathed every other week. I love that dude. That's my best buddy. Yes, has severe non-responsive asthma and current lung function is at 21%. Oh, shit. Well, I'm glad they're getting a lung, man. Brandon's our oldest vet, French and Indian War. He really is. He fought in the American Civil War on both sides. It doesn't even make sense, but that's the rumor we should start. Brandon Herrera first served in the American Civil War on both the Union and the Confederate side. And guess what? He won on both. I don't know. I don't know, man. And before he farts again in my machine, bro, that was so rough. That was so rough. Would it be possible to do a Q&A with the characters? Maybe bedtime stories from Grandpa Buff. I would have to... I'm willing to give it a shot. However, it's really hard to do because you guys might ask some very specific questions and I just got to like pantomime through it. Like I know what the hell I'm talking about. And then Weapons will probably most likely like Kurt Cobain himself because I get things wrong. It's hilarious. You're good, brother. F-22 is your spirit animal. Much appreciated. Gunny Colonel, Major, Sergeant, General, Supreme Leader of the Armed Forces. Oh, you sent me the coin, Scott. I couldn't remember who it was. You can get me tickets. So I don't mind, like, this is the thing. When I go do like Habitually Fat, we always try and get like a private tour. And so I want to get in good with the guys there and maybe get to see some things that like regular public doesn't. And that's what I try and get at. Like the ticket's not a big deal, man. Like I can get a ticket, but like I haven't even barked up that tree yet, man. I haven't even barked up the tree. A4 intercepted the F-14 on Top Gun. Was that an A4? I swear that was an F5. Enough said. Ran with Buff. I could go on it. Was the A10 before the A10. I could have swore that that was a fucking F5. You don't have to say anything, brother. Just keep making fun videos and make those hard days a little bit easier. And make Grandpa Buff shut the N-word.
Oh, you know, I do on a pretty regular basis. I just come up with all sorts of other creative ones that YouTube is like, is this racist? And it most likely is.
What if I was invited to the F-47 premiere? Oh, I mean, it would be fun. It would be, like, don't get me wrong, I would love to go. I would love to. And I would probably ask a bunch of questions that would end up putting me on a list if I'm not already. Like, I would be really surprised if I'm not on a list being watched by someone. However, I think I would try as much as I could to talk shit in character as the kid. Like, just to have fun. Oh, well, it's got canards. That's it. You wanted the military to not go woke, yet you put canards on the new plane. Like, I think I would just have so much fun with it. You can do that too, Scott? Do me a solid. Hit up my mods like Weapons or Phoenix or one of them. Hit up my mods and they'll get us in contact. It's just the easiest way to, like, so I know what the hell's going on. I haven't even barked up the tree yet. I haven't even, but I would really like to get the Mighty Mo. And if I can, awesome. Now I just got to get the other two. No, sorry, Jester was flying A10. Flying the A10 is what I meant by that. Oh, okay. You should look up USS Johnson and USS Samuel B. Roberts sometime. The Samuel B. Roberts sounds really familiar. I don't know. HLC in Ohio for F-45? What are we talking about? They made a new list and put you at the top of it, probably. Any more info on drones in New Jersey? I honestly, I wouldn't even worry about it. I'm not being a smartass, because with the amount of sensors and Craft Voorhees, thank you for being here. We're watching HLC, always watching. Of course you guys are. And Craft Voorhees will back me up on this. Those drones that were flying over New Jersey were flying for so long and so regularly. Uncle Sam has enough sensors. We know where they are. We know where they came from. We know who they belong to, and they're most likely a government contract. I would not doubt that. Like, we may not have the best everything, but when it comes to sensors, the United States has the best radars in the world. I wish, God, that's the thing, man. Every time I get into these like pissing matches and they're like, oh, this Russian system can do this, I really just want to be like, but it can't do all of these things.
Would you intercept me?
But I go to jail.
I'd intercept me.
Trust me, you are on a list and someone is watching you. Wink.
Oh, man. Is that like backwards Stockholm Syndrome? Where instead of me identifying with my captors, you identify with like, or maybe is that still just Stockholm Syndrome? Is the person who's supposed to be watching me is just like, this guy's actually fucking hilarious. Like, that's the job I want in the military, or like in the government. It's just like, hey, we have all these people who used to be in privileged positions and they're all social media content creators. You need to keep an eye on their stuff every single day. Like, okay. I'm going to just laugh my ass off. What if after lunch I got to ride in the B-21? Oh, dude, I'd be tickled fucking pink. I would be tickled pink. I've been learning a little bit more about the B-21, and I'm trying to develop the carrier character because I know it's going to be more of a thing here coming shortly. And it seems like every mistake we made with the B-2, like, America's doing what they always do. We spend a fuck ton of money to design something completely new. We end up coming up short, right? So like we wanted like 70 B2s and we only built like 20 or 30.
I'd intercept me.
I plead the fifth.
Of course you do, Wither. You can plead the fifth anywhere you want to. I don't know why I sounded like the kid there. That was weird. But we always build something that costs way over budget. We just come up short. And then we throttle back and we make everything that worked on that work in a new thing, and it's cheaper. So the B-21 is significantly cheaper than the B-2. Don't get me wrong, the B-2 is the world's first stealth bomber. Like, nobody else had that. Now, some would argue that the F-117 was the world's first stealth bomber because it was more of a bomber than it was a fighter, arguing semantics. But the first purpose-built stealth bomber in the world was the B-2. And no one can take that from us. What is going on, Fun Mac? Modern warships are like cities on the ocean. That is fact. This is incredibly late, over a month, but I'm almost never off work during your streams now. Love the new Leonidas counter drone system, and if it starts to work, maybe a cameo. I've used them once. I would be very willing to use them again. This is where we fight. No, it's more Scottish. Yeah, I'd have to work on the character. Brother, I'm done. He was flying an A4, not an A10. It's time to take a nap. Damn, I'm screaming words now. Bro, I know the feeling. I get it. I think every grown man has been at that level where it's just like, I'm gonna stop wording because I can't make better mouth, and just like you just stop talking and shut down. You're like, By the way, the F-47 might not have canards. Yes, I did read that before I read the rest of your comment. I did read that the mock-up and image that was given is not what it actually looks like. So I thought that was pretty cool. Might have been just that one photo. A new recruitment video shows a glimpse of it without canards. I mean, so for me, how do I want to word this? Modern missiles, which don't require lift, just have a greater thrust to weight ratio than planes do because they don't require like lateral surfaces which produce lift. Granted, they're flying a completely different profile. They don't require forward wings of any kind, forward stabilizers. The B-2 did not. Now, the reason the F-22 is not more stealth is because it has vertical tail stabilizers. That's where the radar cross-section is picked up.
Okay, I have to go. Blew the weekly funding for HLC. Good night from your fake handler.
Oh, fake. I love how he puts fake in full, like, in big letters. Big letters, yeah. Now I can't even fucking talk. Oh my God, it's contagious. But yeah, so the reason, and I said this on, might have been last week. Was it last week? Is that technically, have I tried Broken Arrow? No, I've downloaded it. I haven't had any time to play. It's downloaded. I just haven't even opened it yet. Wither sent it to me, and nope, I haven't even done. The B-2 is technically more stealth than the F-22. Hold on. That's not meaning it has a smaller radar cross-section. It has a greater reduction in radar cross-section. Okay? So it's a bigger object. So think about it like this. I just had it in my head. It was like percentages. Okay. Fractions. No. God, it makes sense in my head, but I cannot think of the words to get it out. So 3% of 5% of 100% is smaller than 5% of 20%. Does that make sense? So the F-22 is smaller overall. However, the reduction in radar cross-section, yeah, that's how I understand it. But remember, just like I tell everybody, stealth is a finite resource. It's not if you can get detected, it's when. So like an F-22 coming up on a Patriot radar, sooner or later, I will be able to pick him up. Sooner or later, 100%, every radar in existence, sooner or later, will pick up a stealth aircraft. However, based on the reduction in radar cross-section and tons of other factors, like how many pencil beams are going out, what's their spacing, the frequency, like there's so many other things. But sooner or later, it will pick it up. And so it could pick it up at 20 kilometers out. It could pick it up at 3 kilometers out. And that's a huge difference for something that can throw a missile at you from weapons. What's the range of a harm? The unclassified range, the Google range. God damn it. What's the range on a harm? Like 50K? 80K? All right, sorry. Censorama in 1957 was first VR. I've never even heard of Censorama. Me and Nick should check out the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. Yes, I would love to. If Mr. fucking Greenless, I'm going to say his name now, would answer a goddamn email. He's their public affairs rep. I called him. He said, shoot me an email. I shot him an email. No response. I followed up several weeks later. No response. I followed up again. No response. Whew, he's on my last nerve. You need to get Alexa. I need to get... No, my missus is the one who's going to be chasing that down. 40-ish nautical miles? Okay, that's fair. For the harm. Now, I don't know. I mean, America makes weird glide bombs that could reach further out. So think about it like this, right? Here's the other thing. Normally, at least this is the way it's explained to me, I'm not very well versed in plane tactics, but I am very well versed in like air defense, defensive tactics. So what a lot of planes do is they try and skirt the map of the Earth, I don't know what it is, to avoid like our radar picking them up, losing them in the mass terrain. But if you have a stealth aircraft, you don't have to get as low and you can stay way up there, which the relative distance to you will never get within the 3 to 5 kilometers, whatever you might need to pick up that target on your radar. So where a regular fighter, you could pick up at 20 kilometers and a stealth you could pick up at 5. If it's 30 kilometers in the air, I'm just shooting in the dark here, 30 kilometers up, it's never going to get within that 5. Well, it might become larger when its bomb bay's open, but still. You want me to call him an active FG? Yes. Like dead serious. If like, I have put out I have put out an ask to my friends over in the Pentagon. So far, no word. Waiting on word. Which for them is just, hey, guy who's in charge of the Pentagon, or guys in charge of the Air Force, can you do this for me?
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
From a at CCT and flight paramedic. Thank you for keeping me in tears. I'm pretty sure I used to fly with a pilot that was just like Grandpa Buff.
That's awesome. If there is somebody out there who's a real world Grandpa Buff, I want to meet them. Also, if any of you are in the Air Force and you work on the B-52, if you could just get the words Grandpa Buff painted on in nose art, I will 100% pay for them to come out and paint that on there. I will pay for the paint. I will pay for the painter. I will pay for the artwork. I will pay for all of it. You literally just have to say, put it on our plane. And I'll do it. I will do it 100%. I just want to take a picture when it's done. That's it. That's all I want. Angles for slant range. Yes. Another fave is Russia. You shut your mouth. Hey man, we got to chat sometime. Check DMs. Grim Actual. I will. I got to check my DMs. DMs where? Discord where? You and Nick should check out. Oh yeah, there you go. Will you be at any of the live shows? Will you guys be coming close to Cincinnati? To me, the unsub gang include you and AC. I much appreciate it. I think AC is going to most of them. As it sits right now, I'm going to one. I don't know if I'm allowed to say which one. Oh wait, no, we said it on Kind of Consensual. Denver. Yeah, I'm going to Denver. I got family there, so that'd be a fun one. For the real final super chat for me today, the future I'll offer another trade deal, a huge donation for the missus coming on live. Enjoy your stew. Mrs. Linecrosser, if you are available. Loving the beard man, trash day or not.
Well, let's ask Franklin. Franklin, is a trash day? Oh, well, he said the world's a shit show and it's just getting fucking worse. So eat your shit sandwich and shut up.
I don't know. Mortar him an email. 1% is a bigger reduction than 5, but 1% of 1,000 is bigger than 5% of 100. Yes, there you go. Does that make sense? I don't. Somebody else had to say it. I mean, I'm just saying, Kraft. If we can get something happening, dude. You got my DMs. I mean, I'll shoot you my number. Like, I don't even care. I'll shoot you DM on Twitter. Hey, you're a fellow air defender and you're a shit poster like me, and I'm fucking here for it. We need more of us out there. Air and Space Museum at Dulles and the Enola Gay. There's a few air and space museums that I really like to go check out. The last one that I went to was in Huntsville, Alabama. They have 2 Saturn V rockets. They have one standing up right outside, and then they have one on its side inside that has like everything partitioned where you can see what it all is. It's really fucking cool. Would habitually fatter a visit Battleship Cove in Fall River, Massachusetts. Wow, I cannot. Words are hard. Could be interesting. There's a bunch of cool history and stuff in the area too. I didn't know there was an area called Battleship Cove. I know that the USS New Jersey is high on our list, and that's partially because it's got a great history, but also partially because the USS New Jersey is very active on social media. So they're probably familiar with me and Nick's work and would love to have us there. So that's also on my list. Haven't reached out to them yet, so don't worry about it. But yeah. Has the kid removed the ice pick from Franklin's leg?
Yeah, I told him to just bite onto his tail. He didn't like that.
What is my favorite bomber? Mine is the B-17 because I got to fly one years ago. Ooh. So somebody asked me this last stream, and I'm kind of torn. I love the B-17 because it's an iconic American bomber. It is something that you look at and you just, boom. It's stuck in your head. You know it's World War II. Like, that's boom. You know what that is. But when we talk about iconic bombers, like that's, you see the Enola Gay, the silver version of the B-36. I want to say B-29, but I feel like that's wrong. Is it B-20? It's B-29, isn't it? I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, it is the B-29. I'm fucking retarded. Oh my God, I'm sorry. The B-29, also an iconic aircraft. And then the B-25 Mitchell, like the Doolittle raid, like it is an iconic aircraft. So that one's a really, really hard one to get to the bottom of. Ooh. It's kind of a tie for me for the B-17 and the B-25. Thanks, man. Look forward to it. Will do, Grim. Oh, on X. I'll reach out to you. Check it out. Has the kid removed the ice? Oh, you already read that one? Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up here. Do I plan on talking about the YouTube and internet censorship shit show going on, boss? I do. I hadn't heard anything about it. Today I was working on my HLC State of Mind and doing research for my next USA versus the World. On top of dealing with some plumber issues. I don't want to say who the plumbers are because I don't want anyone to go and attack them, and because I still need them to finish some work. But I'm going to find out early next week if they're going to finish the work. I'm going to say, this is what I want. This other plumbing company said that they can do it. You have not met my expectations. Are you able to meet my expectations? And if they say yes, cool. If they say no, then I'm not bound by any stretch of the imagination to not tell the world how they've been. B-25G with a 75. Ooh. I wonder why. Yeah, you like guns with wings weapons. You love those. Can I imagine if they brought back the USS Texas? So I love battleships. They're just iconic. They're beautiful machines. Like they're just, I mean, the Yamamoto, there's too many fucking M's. One of them's an admiral, the other one's a ship. But anyways, an iconic warship got fucking dunked on. I love them. They're beautiful ships. But times change, and so too does like what you use. I do feel like America's kind of putting all our eggs in one basket with carriers. However, it's like when someone asks you, can I not read? Was it the Yamato? Whatever. Say rotor. It's not Rotor-Rooter. Sorry. But it's an iconic vessel. I mean, they're just beautiful, beautiful ships. I mean, we put all our eggs in one basket with the carriers. However, nothing goes by itself. It's like when someone asks. So one of the frustrating questions for me, because I know too much. So when someone's like, "Well, what's better, Patriot or Iron Dome?" That's apples and oranges, man. Like there are good things about both, and they each excel in their own ways, and they each have their own drawbacks. Like it's so difficult to say. So when someone's like, well, who would win, an F-22 or a Su-57? It'll never happen for two reasons. One, there's not enough Su-57s and they don't have the fuel to find out where the F-22s are at. Number two, everything is strike packaged. So those F-22s are going to be backed up by F-35s that are all networked together, that are going to be backed up by a bunch of F-15s just carrying just haymakers of fucking missiles, and the F-18s carrying the AIM-174s. And then there's probably going to be just a plethora of electronic warfare aircraft up there. I would not want to be in one of those Su-57s because you have two variants of stealth aircraft coming after you that are all talking to each other, that can fire missiles from beyond the fucking horizon, and they're jamming the living piss out of you. Like it just doesn't happen. Oh my God. Protocol 4, the Army chode. It is Protocol 4. I'm 11 minutes late. He gets a full one. You want a cookie? Oh, we got a little limp going on. I hope your mom gave you your pills. Speak. Speak. Good boy. That's my dude. That is my best buddy in the whole wide world. Knox, I tell you right now, the day that I lose you, you're 11 years old right now. I said since you were a puppy, if I get 12 years with you, I will be very satisfied. You've lived a long life. Anything after that is just bonus time. You know, don't be in any rush. But the day I lose you, I'm going to be inconsolable for a while. Like, I'm not going to make any videos or anything like that. This dude is my best friend. This is my best bud. All right, go on, go lay down. Go on. Goober. Sorry, weapons. My father was Grandpa Buff. That, I bet Christmas was awesome. This is why my immediate family gets together for dinner. Homeland Security is notified.
All right, so listen up.
You know, Grandpa, will you say grace?
All right, so God bless us, our family, and not the Jews.
It's so much fun to play Grandpa Buff. It really is. Like it's. I mean, obviously, I have to think of his jokes, I mean, I just like. Have you guys ever spent like time with older people? Like, imagine somebody 70, 80 years old and they've been like drinking, and there's no filter. That's what I based Grandpa Buff off of. Like, the whole idea is like he's the old timer. He doesn't give a shit anymore. He's been around the block. He's done war. Like, he's done all these things, and just people from back then, they had their opinions and they were pretty stout about their opinions. So good evening from Texas. How you doing over there, Texans? Thanks, man. I look forward to it. Grim. Protocol 4. I'm sorry, I just got to it. Send Franklin to the plumbers. They wouldn't stand a chance. It's a reef, not a battleship. Wait, what? We're talking about the Nevada, right? Yeah, because the Nevada got sunk after 2 nuclear weapons and a bunch of other shit. The Texas should still be afloat. Or am I thinking of the New Jersey or the Mo? If a B-25 character, he'd be a firepower crack addict. 1850 cals or 12 and a freaking 75 millimeter. Bro could not leave the stuff alone. How many guns do you need? All of them. Man, you guys, we're all about Protocol 4. I'm sorry. Look at him. Look how happy and content he is. He's just a dude doing dude stuff. Hopefully not shitting in his bed, because then I have to smell that. Tina Bush, thank you so much as well. I appreciate that. Pupper looking sleepy. He's always sleepy. He's an old boy. That's my best bud. I like it when he gets the old boy zoomies. Because like old dog zoomies are fucking hilarious. Because they're trying everything in their power to go as fast as they can. They're just not. Like Fritz gets the zoomies and he's like parkour, like across the couches and shit like that. And Knox will get the zoomies and he just like his butt gets real low and he's like, and he's just not going very fast. It's great. He deserves extra for the weight. I could do that. He hasn't heard. Oh. He just heard it. Oh, there he goes. Let me see if I can get him to do a trick over here on the floor where you guys can actually see him. Here, come on. Can they see you? No, get up. Get up. Sit. Knox, get over here. Sit. Down. Bang. Shake. Good boy. I gotta get my chair back over there, dude. Excuse me. Watch out, bud. Come on, you big lump. Let's go. Go to your bed. He's like, oh, I'm here now. I'm permanent. I have to pay the past tax. But Dad, I'm dead. You killed me. I know. He's all about it. He plays the part very, very well. Not to keep bringing it up, but I'm paying, so deal with it. Battleship Cove is the largest and most diverse collection of naval vessels in the world. I'm going to write down Battleship Cove because I was unaware that something like that existed. And I don't know a lot about battleships. I'm going to be totally real with you. I don't know a lot about naval combat vessels in general, other than they pretty much throw economy cars at people like 20 miles away that explode. Welcome to Toyotathon, motherfucker. But like, yeah. And soon the kid upgrade to Super Kid.
Hey, kid, what kind of upgrades they giving you to make you the super kid?
I sit in the hangar, but faster.
There we go. Oh, the Texas retired? They found her a new home? Because Grandpa Buff said the quiet part out loud. Oh, man. Navy MH-53E. That's the Sea Stallion, isn't it? That one's the Sea Stallion? My sister has played that character before, but I love my sister. She's just on my last nerve right now. We're working through it. USS Wisconsin is your favorite warship. The whiskey, I love the story about the whiskey, the temper. Like, that's one of the few naval stories that I know, aside from like the big ones, like Midway, and obviously what the Texas did at fucking Operation Overlord, D-Day for some of you. I know about the big ones. But yeah. Oh, that's the bestest boy. The dog's cool too. I know. I'm trying. I try to be the bestest boy. The Texas got a refit? I thought I heard someone talk about that. Someone said the Mo was getting a refit. So I don't even know if it's open to the public right now. Texas retired. They're finding her a new home. Wasn't it she in Galveston? I might be way off there. I've never been down to the coast of Texas. Not sure. I believe in Texas also some restoration work. I know they, last I checked, I don't know if it was the Texas or the New Jersey. They were working on like the deck because the deck was just too rotted out. The Viking Battle for Asgard reference on, oh, bro, you played it too? That game was so underrated. I remember I took time to get all the achievements for it on 360 back then. Bro, that game was so good. It was a really fun single player game. Gonna talk about the Beirut bombing. I'm from Beirut and I run a pro peace Discord and Reddit. What about the Beirut bombing? And to be fair, which Beirut bombing? And I'm not trying to be a smartass because, like, obviously you had the ammonium nitrate, I think it was plant or whatever, blow up a few years ago, and then you had the 1983 Beirut bombing, which killed 241 Marines and 40, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, French soldiers. Love your content. Thank you so much, Paradoxed. Good night, Bootyful. I'm Bootyful. I don't know what that is. Maybe I was having a stroke. So the Beirut bombing, basically what I've learned about the Beirut bombing is that it was more or less Israel's fault. Don't take that with a grain of salt, right? Israel invaded Lebanon because who was it? Syria started moving through Lebanon. So Lebanon was really just kind of at the epicenter of this. And Israel was trying to establish a 40-kilometer keep-out zone. And the U.S., obviously being an ally, were like, we'll help out. France was like, we'll help out. And like after a while, Israel's like, we're just, we're gonna like, this is where the line's at. We'll just leave it here. And the Syrians were like, no. And Israel's like, that's cool. We're leaving anyways. And they left. And that's when attacks on U.S. personnel started increasing. Now, at that point in time, they went by the Islamist Jihad, which it was 1983. Hezbollah didn't exist until 1985, but most people believe that it was Hezbollah. They packed two or three trucks with like 12,000 pounds of homemade explosives, and kaboom. Yeah. And I'm learning right now through research and other things that I thought it was Iran giving the Houthis stuff. And it is in some aspects, but most of their training, weapons, missiles, bombs, all that shit comes from Hezbollah. And where does Hezbollah get it? From Iran. So, I mean, it's that whole part of the fucking world, man. The more I learn about it, the more I'm like, yo, Iran really be fucking up. And the fact that we haven't gone in hard knock and dealt with their bullshit is kind of surprising to me. It really is. Like, I don't know why we're just so keep off about Iran, other than the fact that they're friends with like Russia and China. Do Grandpa Buff's voice? You just got here, didn't you?
'Cause I did it earlier, you son of a bitch.
But yeah, I'm glad you like the Viking Battle for Asgard. I've never brought up that game and someone been like, oh, I love that game. I've never brought it up and someone knew what it was. So I like bringing it up because it was just, I picked it up at a flea market for like $5. And I was like, it's a Viking game. It looks kind of cool. Let's check it out. And dude, I could not put it down. How was that game so underrated? Iran is so done for, man. Honestly, and you know what's crazy? When you hear from like Iranian propagandists on Twitter, you assume that everybody in Iran is all like, our regime will beat America, blah, 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 blah. But then when you talk to Iranians, like actual one-on-one with Iranians, they're like, our government sucks. Like they took over and just like, they suck. Like a lot of them that have moved to the States are just like, yeah, I moved here because they suck. They suck really bad. And they're like, yeah, before, they took over, life was just a lot better in general. I'm not trying to start a civil war here, but I'm saying that every time the U.S. had like a government entity that we didn't really agree with and was super oppressive, we kind of dealt with it. In Iran, you have a very rich history. You've been around for thousands of years. Iran is one of the longest inhabited major settlements in human history. Maybe deal with it. I just throwing that out there. And that's a sentiment I've gotten from most Middle Eastern immigrants. Yeah, it's the same, man. Like they're just like, yeah, it's a shit show over there. And I mean, but this is the thing. You don't even without that, if you kind of paid attention to it, like if America was just so bad and evil, why are so many people in those countries trying to get here? If we're so awful. And look, Americans, what I will tell you, I love you guys. I Star Spangled, love the US of A. But our lack of experience in the rest of the world, because most Americans, we don't travel the rest of the world. We just don't. I mean, you can drive for like 12 hours straight and still be in one American state. It's Texas, but still, right? So we don't really travel to Europe and stuff like that. I encourage you to do so. Please go. Because you will suddenly realize that America isn't really a racist place. It really isn't. Like far less than most places I've been. They will straight up tell you like white person, get out. It's a real thing. They'll tell you black person, get out. At least in Asia. As for Europe, my experience is somewhat limited there. Passed through a couple of European countries. They were cool overall. But yeah, no, way worse. I would have gone to Europe 10 to 15 years ago, couldn't pay me now. You know what, dude, someone brought up something. So there was a video. Uh-oh, it's a Fritz. It's a Fritz, it's a problem. Hang on. Come here, Fritz. Everywhere you go, there's threats. And you know what's crazy is I brought up something on Twitter and somebody said something. I'm like, shit, He's right. So, hi, Fritz. Protocol 5. There is no Protocol 5. You don't get a protocol. You already had a snacko. So, okay, stop wigging. So, the thing is, someone made a post about how, or it was an article about how if World War III happened, the U.S. would be on our heels because of our production, blah, 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 right? And in some aspects, they're right. That is a correct thing. However, Fritz, get off of there. Do not hit the mute button. All right, fine, I'll give you a protocol. You only get half of one. Your brother gets the other half. Knox, you're going to get fat. So, anyways, and I brought up, I was like, look, in 20 years in Afghanistan, we lost around 2,400 troops. Which is awful. Don't get me wrong. That's awful. The insurgencies are over there, various insurgencies. Everyone's like, it's just the Taliban. No, there was a lot of different sects, and they all kind of hate each other the same. It's just the Taliban was the biggest one. Insurgencies, our best estimation is around 100,000 of those were killed in action against the United States, which is a pretty good ratio. I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's a really good ratio. And I explained, I was like, look, we fought that hard for land we didn't give a shit about. How do you think it's going to go in somewhere we do care about? Let's just put that in perspective. Is Franklin Fritz's spirit animal? Probably. Oh, dude. Where'd he go? He's sniffing around where Knox was eating. I'm a 28-year-old guy with a bachelor's degree and want to join the military. What can I expect as an older dude? To be treated the same as everybody else. However, the shitty part is, as an older dude, and I genuinely encourage people to join the military when they're a little bit older, because I was a shit soldier until I was like 21, 22. I was not a good soldier. I was awful. I was a complainer. I was a crybaby. I didn't know how hard life actually was. I didn't know shit. So here's the reality. You're going to be the one reliable one, but you're also going to have to deal with all the fallout from the idiots. Hi, Fritz. He's like down here below me, like both paws on my knee. He's like, Daddy? He's a Nepo baby. That's the voice we use for Fritz when we're talking about him. Daddy, I've only had one snack the entire time you've been streaming, Daddy. Yes, he's the Nepo baby. He's never wanted for anything in his life. And yeah. Is Buckets gonna be back anytime soon? Yes, I do plan on using Buckets periodically. My great-grandfather served in Texas until it was decommissioned as a gunner. Put on the Iowa or the New Jersey as a gunner. Advisor was recommissioned and was refitted. No shit. That's gangster. I can't imagine. Like, if I could see a few things from history, number one, I would want to see as fucked up as it is, I would want to see the atomic bombs getting dropped. Like, to me, like, that's a piece of history I want to see. I want to see D-Day. I would love, like, as fucked up as it was, it's awful. I want to see it firsthand. I wouldn't want to be a part of it, but like, if I could just like observe from like a bulletproof area that it's like, okay, this is what's going on. And one of the things I would love to see is a full broadside from an Iowa class battleship, like in person, standing on the deck where I can feel it. My first time here. What's up, man? Bork, nom nom. How you doing, bud? If you guys go to Battleship Cove, they have the Battleship there's a mass hole. Like, well, I mean, like Massachusetts, but I'm mass holes. World War II sub, destroyer, and several PT boats. To go there on the 16-inch turret, you can't... Wait. That's funny. That's funny that you can't... I don't care. Let him pull me aside at the airport. Sir, you smell like gunpowder. I was crawling in a 16-inch gun. Fuck you. This is America. And then slap TSA. And you guys all get a video about it because I go to jail. I'm just kidding. That is one of, like, you know what's fucked up is that is one of my biggest fears now is like, anytime I'm out in public and like some shit goes wrong and I start getting frustrated, I'm like, I can't lose my shit. Because if someone videotapes me, I'm going to look like a douchebag. Like, fuck, I can't lose my shit. 1000% agree. If half these people complain about the U.S. spent more outside the U.S., they would change their tune real quick. Exactly. It really, I mean, it's, just go check out the rest of the world. You'll find out really quickly the U.S. is not racist. like, I mean, yes, there are racist areas, but not, it pales in comparison to the rest of the world is just open about it. They're like, no, you don't belong here. Your kind are not here. And you're like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, your kind do not belong here. It's wild. You been to Battleship Cove? 2, what will happen to my vehicles? And 3, can I actually do it? What of Pearl Harbor? Oh, Pearl Harbor is definitely on my list. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the stream. I really want to go to Pearl Harbor, but when I go to Pearl Harbor, I want to do 3 things, and I want to get, you know, unfiltered access to it. Is I want to do the Mighty Mo, I want to do the Pearl Harbor Museum, and I want to do the USS Arizona. And the shitty part is like, I know me and Nick, like on our show, Habitually Fat, that a lot of you guys like over on Pepperbox. By the way, 14-day free trial, pepperbox.tv. All of the same stuff you see here, just unfiltered, which is great. And no ads. So anyways. Oh my God, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Fritz had an eye booger. And there's no CPs in this house. But long time watcher, first time watching live, 8-year Navy vet. Well, thank you very much for your service. 4 years on the USS Dog. I don't know, man. Do the kid's voice.
I do the kid's voice relatively often, man. What are you trying to get at here?
Yeah. But yeah, the rest of the world's just very open about it. Sorry, Oh, Papa, a snack, please. He is scratching the living shit out of my hand because he wants snacks. No, you're not getting any more snacks. Mrs. Linecrosser, can you come get your son? He's being a complete pain in my ass, and he has CPs. Gross. Sorry, one sec. What are we talking about? What plane would I give a female voice to? So I have, Mrs. Linecrosser has played in AWACS. She has on a couple of my videos. And honestly, thank you guys all, because you kind of bullied her into doing it. And I was like, come on, just 1 or 2 lines. And she does it, and I love it. I love it because everyone has been so well and so kind to her about like her portraying that character. And that's step 1. Don't tell her. But step 2 is she's going to start voicing multiple characters. True or not? Did the Japanese land invade Hawaii? I mean, they didn't do a ground assault in Hawaii. Fritz, stop. You're done. All done. Fritz, stop. Go lay down. Go to your bed. And neither of them are in the goddamn bed. So they, as far as I know, they didn't land invade Hawaii. I know they tried somewhere off the coast of Alaska. Oh, you missed the Monsters Inc. plane? Oh my God, I forgot I did that plane. What the fuck plane was that? Oh my God. Bro, that's a throwback. Bring out the small beds and they'll go right in. Bro, Knox loves tiny beds. I want buffed.
Just uncomfortably close photos of my veiny wheels.
Buff.
Ah, what? You don't like my wheels being veiny? Fucking prude.
I don't know. I'm shooting in the dark here. That was flirting with the buff.
All right, so the first thing you want to do when you're flirting with a woman, and they love this, you put on a real heavy Middle Eastern accent. And then you say just the most abhorrent shit and act like you don't understand English. Like, excuse me, miss. I would like to wear what is in your pants as face mask. And they just think it's so cute. It's great.
That was like a voice inside of a voice. That I did not expect that to happen. Your videos made the 95-degree, no air conditioned, 30-minute drive home from work not only bearable, but worth it. Thank you so much, Donkey Man USA. Did I see Zach? Was Zach in here? I haven't seen Zach in forever. I need to get the flag my grandmother brought back from the USS Arizona Memorial. Put it in the shadow box. She managed to get that one that flew over the memorial. No shit. No, a couple of planes. Wait, you talking about the F-35 that crashed? I'm tracking that one. They did invade Alaska. Yes. Well, one island. I don't think it lasted very long, though. How do I feel about the new AI age system for YouTube? I don't know like what it entails. However, and I brought this up on the most recent Kind of Consensual, is I love people creating. I love it. I really do. However, there's a difference between someone who puts in the effort to do something themselves and somebody who just uses AI tools and starts cranking them out. So in the time it takes me to make one video, somebody who is an AI creator can produce 100, which, are they still working? Yes. Are they still creating? Yes. But it's not the same. So, it's like West Taiwan. America makes something, it works really well. We enjoy it, whether it's civilian or military application. They try and make it as cheap as humanly fucking possible. Same idea. I should collab with Max Afterburner. I have not met Max Afterburner. I've heard of him, them. Yeah. AI history slop is the worst. Bro, Nick was talking about that. God, my nose itches. In the last Kind of Consensual. And one of the things that irritates all of us, is when someone takes a video that we were talking about something in history. Like, it's happened a couple times when I was on Unsub. Like, I'll be talking about something in history and they just take B-roll footage of shit that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about and have it pop into the screen and just keep kids' attention. And then, like, it'll be wrong. You know, like, I'll be saying something about the F-15, and they're showing videos of like F-22s doing flips, and they're like, HLC, you're so stupid. That's not an F-15, that's an F-22. And it's like, yeah, that's not me. It's definitely from somebody else. They're just taking my shit. And I mean, I can never report all of them, but just what I tell you guys is if you see something like that and it's stolen and it's not from our original pages, just like drop a comment that like, hey, this is not HLC. This is stolen content, just because other people will see it. How do I do Franklin's voice? Wouldn't you like to know? I kind of push my bottom lip to the bottom of my top teeth, and then I make almost like a kissy face, and then I just like suck air in and move my lips, and that's really all I do. That's it. Some Japanese balloon bombs. I know they had a few balloon bombs make it stateside, like to the continental United States. Worn out from the unsub fitness challenge from his last week. Hell yeah, Zach Brown, you're getting on that unsub fitness challenge? I feel like I'm getting thinner. I don't know. I haven't really weighed anything. I just like yeah. Love how much you hype the Aegis system, worked with it for several years. Tag a track and let Aegis do the rest of the work. Exactly. Simplicity. Like, that's on top of the Aegis being an incredibly proficient and well-built combat system, which everything has its quirks. Everything has the shit end of it. Like in an Abrams, when they're running, they're great. Don't shut them off. The second you shut off an Abrams, it's not going to want to start and it's going to have issues. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the Honeywell 1500. I don't know if it's the fucking transmission. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't like to fire back up after you shut them down. But the Aegis combat system, tried and true, and it's simple. It's simple. That is what I want to kill. And then you let the system, with all of its background processes, that's the reason why Patriot is so good. It's so simple, anyone can use it. The S300 and what I'm assuming the 400 and 500 are like, very not operator friendly. Now, don't get me wrong, there's confusing parts of Patriot, but just simplicity. Simplicity is what survives. You're modding another stream while doing this? Well, that's probably because Weapons had to pick up a second job because he realized that I know more about the A10 than he does. Basically, it's got two engines, but there's another hidden engine somewhere on the plane. I can't tell you guys where. It's classified, and it's got a 29 millimeter main gun. It's called the GAU 15. It's because it's got 8 barrels, and it can't drop rockets or bombs. It's incapable. The A10 is just, it can't do it. It's only bullets. It's only bullets. Oh man. Back from the boxing stream, what did I miss? Well, basically, Knox started speaking like a person. Fritz came in and tried to hit him with a little final solution. And, you know, that's where we're at. You want to teach me about Sage all in due time? China's my favorite voice right there. Ah, the great China. Speaking of AI, what's up with the strike kits? Was that some type of random contract? I will be honest with you. I had never heard of strike kits before I read that article. I was like, strike kits? The fuck is a strike kit? So then I looked into it and I'm like, how long have we had strike kits? Which no one really knows. It's just, yeah, it was literally like a kind of a deal. And they're like, look, these are just plug and play, plug them into a drone and they help out with targeting. And once you target, you hands off and it does the rest. And I'm like, that's terrifying that we can just like, here's 33,000 of them. We're good. Why do we have that? Or is the military planning on using it? It seems very home cooked. I don't know where it came from. I have no idea. I need to look more into it. I can't remember the name of the contractor that has them. It's not a big name. It's not even like Anduril or anything like that. You mentioned miniguns on an Abrams tank, so anti-drone mini Sea-Wiz. It would work. I mean, the Sea-Wiz is it's a tried and true system. That's one of the few systems the Navy the Navy footed the bill, and the Army's like, we'll take that too. Most of the time, it's the Army footing the bill and the Navy going, yeah, we'll take that. The only time the Navy ever foots the bill is when they fucking need it just for them, or they're going to share it with the Marines. What do you know about Nike missiles? The Nike missile program is probably one of the most widely used and successful missile program in the American history. American history. Started out with the Nike Ajax, which is anti-jammer and cruise missile, something like that. Some people call it the Sojak, the Ajax. And then you have the Nike Hercules, which was the most widely produced and deployed American air defense system that has ever existed. For some reason, my brain was like, you're going to remember these numbers forever. Flight ceiling of 100,000 feet and range of 90 kilometers. So anyways, nuclear warhead. It was a W-33 or 44 nuclear warhead. Anyways, and then it was replaced. That was eventually actually replaced by Hawk because they tried the Nike Zeus. Wait, which one was first? The Zeus or the Spartan? I want to say it was the Zeus, Nike Zeus, but the Nike Zeus was just way too much. That thing could go like 300 kilometers up. It was fucking insane. So they're like, all right, we're going to throttle back and we'll bring out the Nike Zeus or Nike Spartan, which was the last technically labeled Nike missile defense system the U.S. ever had. However, the Nike program also encompassed the Sprint missile, which is technogram. Nick, I don't know. Buff has a crush video. Is the Monsters Inc. play? If politicians were the ones fighting, who'd win war? That is actually true. The A-10 does have a secret third engine. It's called an APU, and it's used to spin up the jets without ground assistance. See, I know these things. I'm just so much smarter. Has seen the little plate carrier mounted on the cell phone interface for drones yet? I have not seen that. Dude, drones, like, here's the thing. IEDs were scary. Pressure plates were scary. But they didn't fly. Stream's dying. I know, it's my potato internet. It's coming back. Lag spike. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm back. Are we good? Are we good? I can't do nothing. I cannot do nothing. Knox and Fritz chilling. Yeah, oh, that's adorable. That's an adorable photo. If I had to choose, would I take an M67 frag or a P320? Like, are you talking about me getting hit with a frag grenade or the P320? Because I think a P320 is easier to survive getting hit by than a frag grenade. However, I've carried frag grenades for a long time. I did it in Afghanistan. I carried them the entire time I was there. I had two of them. I had a little chest pouch right here, and I keep my grenades in there. A lot of people, like, they put their grenades on the side. One guy had them like in a waist pouch and stuff like that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'd rather they be right here. If they get shot and they go off, I'm not going to know. I'm just going to be gone. But if I get blown in half at the waist, then I have to suffer for a couple seconds. Why would I want to do that?
My computer have a virus. Oh, it's the great China. Yeah, you're hacking my computer.
Opinion on Dodge bringing back the All-American Hemi. I love it. A Hemi is just it's an iconic piece of American. So the way that VTech guys think so highly of their VTech is the way I feel about Hemis. And I understand full well that it is just the shape of the chamber on top of the head that the piston presses up against. And so you can tell because the spark plugs go right across the valve covers. It's just a design. It's just a design that I believe creates a more powerful explosion inside the piston, which probably true. It's an iconic American piece of history. I love that. It's cutting in and out for you. I'm sorry, guys. My bit rate might be a little too high. I may have to adjust. I haven't really been doing a whole lot since I've been here. And my internet, dude, the thing that sucks about streaming is I have to worry about my upload. And here I have the fastest upload they offer, which is less than 40. What are my thoughts on the NASAM made by the US and Norway? NASAM is a good system. It's not a terrible system. And if I understand correctly, the NASAM has, what kind of missiles does the NASAM use? I want to say AIM-9s, but I don't feel like that's right. It looks like a fucking AIM. It looks like an AMRAAM. Yeah, before I even read it, I was like, that looks like a fucking AMRAAM. You have 1,200 down and 200 up. Yeah, I have 1,300 down and 40 up. And I'm like, can I get any more up? And they're like, nope, that's all we offer. I went to every fucking internet provider in the area, and that's the best they can do. The only one, like Starlink, apparently can do like 500 up, but we also get a lot of sandstorms here, so I don't know, man. Dropping crates of P320s versus cluster munitions, bro. The shitstorm that SIG is in right now, it is nuts. It is insane. Like, why would you lie about it the entire time when people are trying to help you? Like, there are SIG loyalists who are like, this is a problem, guys, and they just fucking ignored them. And then they got a government contract. And then an airman died. And they're still just like, it's not the gun, but, sometimes bad things happen. Dude, it's nuts. It's nuts, man. Any news on the raccoons taking over the UK? I haven't checked back into it. That was like just a fluff article that I read, and I probably should look back into it, see what their numbers are at. I keep on forgetting to do some follow-ups. Have you... Oh, look at... My North Korea character just sounds like China. Because I'm a student of history, and they're basically the same thing. I'm not trying to talk any shit, but they're basically the same thing. And when we pushed through North Korea, because MacArthur was a vain fucking dip turd, then the Chinese came at us. I mean, they're basically the same thing. Franklin conquering beans on toast land.
Wouldn't take him very long.
What does Franklin has to say about the raccoons taking over the UK?
Well, let's ask him. He says they're taking too fucking long. He could have that shit done in a couple of days. But unfortunately, he says that's also from his slow family members. I don't know what that means.
Emu War 2.0. Oh, God. I wonder if Beans on Toast will lose that one. Shit. Sorry, I missed Russia time. You shut up your mouth. Oh, God, that was bad. You shut up your mouth. Timcast he's got 19,000 people in there. I'm not trying to go for numbers. I just come in here and shoot the shit with you guys. Like, hey, what's up? How's everybody doing? What does Franklin have to say? Oh, I already got that one. Love all the content, HLC. What is up, YF23? There's a reason why there's a Y in front of it. Because it wasn't selected, unlike the F-22. But anyways, you've been doing awesome. P.S. I made it off the island. Franklin for the parts. Smoked a Su-57 on the way to Poland. Great beer over here.
Listen, you big wannabe stealth ugly fuck. The only reason I haven't taken you down is because you don't have canards. As soon as you get those, I'm fucking you up. Yeah, it's a hate crime. I don't care.
First time watching the stream, I have $5 for the adorable duo in the top right, sir. Oh, that is, the little one is Fritz and the big one is Knox. Knox is 11 and Fritz is 1. Knox used to have another buddy. His name was Hobbs. He was 15. He passed away in January of 2024. So, still sucks that he's gone, but Fritz is a good little dude. You need to do one for the next video if they're not using remote workers forever jobs here. And wait. Money running low, much love. No, you're good. You're Ghost Alpha Mike Foxtrot. What is it about the Americans doing what? For what? Sorry, I'm trying to understand. Been using remote workers forever jobs here in the US. I know that like there was a bunch of people cracking down on it. And for me, it's impractical. It just is. If I can get the same work out of someone who is teleworking, why wouldn't I want to do that? Well, we don't know if they're working all these hours. I think paying people by the hour is stupid. I really do. I've thought that for a long time, with the exception of a couple of specifics, like where their job doesn't really change. Like fast food workers, that should be an hourly wage. But construction workers, why are we paying construction workers by the hour? Pay them by the job. Watch how fast shit gets done. We pay plumbers by the job. Why don't we pay construction workers by the fucking job? Look, I grew up, my dad was a trucker. And I knew if you paid by the hour, you'd get your loads eventually. If you paid by the job, oh, they're breaking fucking laws. You're going to get your shit quick. Like, that's just security guard by the hour. Yeah, that makes sense. Because if anyone has to just sit in an area for an extended period of time, by the hour. But like, if you have somebody teleworking and they can do everything from home and they're getting all of their work done, what does it hurt you? There's some people like, well, they need to be in the office. Why? Look, I'm going to be totally honest with you. When I was a platoon sergeant at White Sands, I got most of my work done when nobody else was around. So like, my guys, if they were done doing what they needed to do, go to lunch early and I would get my work done. And then they would get done and it'd be like 1,1500. I'm like, look, y'all don't fucking burn me on this. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tomorrow. And I would get my work done. It was just easier that way. But I had to be there because I needed to be there to get my work done. I couldn't do that work from home. I mean, I could, but it was kind of frowned upon to use a VPN. I saw you, Neil, talking about the Juba videos during his training on his pod. Yes. I don't know if it was an individual or multiple people. I'm trying to remember the exact conversation. I'm going to be totally honest with you, Jay Broadway. I don't know. Couldn't missile defense be done remote now? Oh, yes and no. Okay, I agree with you. And in some cases it is. Like your DAFCO, your Air Defense Artillery Fire Control Officer, depending on where you're at, they're right here in the States, coordinating all your fires with the Air Force while they're here in the States and you're overseas. So you're like, well, why wouldn't we want, because you want knockdown procedures. Can a Patriot unit fire without an ADAFCO? Yes. Can an ADAFCO fire without a Patriot unit? No. So, you could, but if the enemy cuts your comms, if the enemy jams radios and things like that, there's always a potential for loss. So like, as much as I would like, yeah, we could, the redundancies are not in place and it sucks. You want jets loaded fast? Lock up QA and look the other way. Yeah. Look, everyone who's in the military knows that there's two ways of doing things. If you've been in the military longer than a year, and anyone who's a vet in the chat right now, you can tell me I'm right or wrong. There is the way the book says to do things. And when whoever is looking for weapons, it's QA. For me, it was stands or the standardization team. There's the right way to do things, the book way. But then when shit hits the fan and things need to happen, especially in wartime environments, there's a completely other way to do things. By the book, and by the way, it's actually done. Oh, come on, Kraft. Kraft Voorhees in here. Blasphemy. Oh, no. You know, dude, I told my tangos, I was like, you can, if my birds are empty, if my cans are empty, I don't care if you take the forklift and punch holes through the sides of the can and rip them off the launcher. As long as you get me new birds on the rails, I don't give a shit. And they were like, okay. The book way and the real way. Yeah. Well, like, I mean, even when I was a tanker, you know, like you fire commands, you know, gunner, sabo, tank, identify, range, blah, 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 blah. Real world, you're like, shoot that motherfucker. Like it's a completely different like aspect of the way things are done. North Korea working on U.S. remote jobs for North Korean government. Yeah, I saw that. I made a couple of jokes about that, but yeah, they've been fucking doing that a lot. Opens payload bay doors. Come get me. God damn it. Look up the Tillman Maxim battleships. I'm unfamiliar with those. I will check them out. Wonder what Putin thinks about Ohio class subs. So here's the thing. And I know I go with the Slavic special ed. Vladimir Putin is not stupid. He's not. By no stretch of the imagination is that man stupid. But he is crazy. And like I like he will do anything to stay in power and try and rebuild. Because like everyone thinks like, well, Vladimir Putin just grew up in Russia and all of a sudden he became a politician and now he's president for the last 25 years. No, he was former KGB. He was KGB when the Soviet Union collapsed. So, if you worked for a government that collapsed and then you become in charge of the new government and you perhaps like the way the old guys did it before, underestimate a dictator at your own risk. Absolutely. A-10 really does have a secret third engine. It's called the APU. No, I read that before. And it's used to spin up the turbines without ground assistance. Did you just super chat the same thing or somebody else? He will do anything to save face, yes. But I think that the benefit that we have is while Putin is not stupid, everybody between him and the low drunken Russian on the ground are idiots. They're put in a position of authority and they're yes men because saying no to Vladimir Putin is really bad. So they're all a bunch of yes men. I'm going to tell you right now, and there's maybe a few leaders out there who don't want to hear this. You don't win wars by being a fucking yes man. There's a movie made about what is it called? Oh, it's a charge. It was in the Battle of Gettysburg. It almost broke through the lines of the Union, but they held their lines. And the colonel who did the charge, oh my God, what is the name of the charge? He expressed to General Lee, he's like, I think this attack will fail. And General Lee was like, I trust you. Pickett's charge. There we go. Thank you guys. Pickett's charge. He expressed concern, but General Lee didn't want to fucking hear it. So yeah, we're at 2 hours. I'm about to finish these up. Very smart man, Russian president. Yeah. He's intelligent, but it's the same thing when people about political affiliation. Hillary Clinton. I would never in a million years say that woman is unintelligent. Never. She's fucking terrifying. But I would never say she's stupid. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on the F-47 and its capabilities? Also the idea of using drones for a small air fleet to go with it. Love the channel, by the way. So AI wingmen are going to be coming left and right. And I feel like the U.S. is going to really try and push the boundaries of what an AI wingman is capable of. And I feel like a lot of the aggressor nations right now are just like, it's going to be a wingman that when you tell it to, it's going to turn into a missile and attack somebody else's plane. And I feel like that's what most of the other countries, especially Russia, are going to be doing. China might be a little more ambitious, but I feel like that's what we're going to get out of Russia. I think Putin backed himself into a corner. He either gets a win somehow or he goes the typical Russian way out of the window. Yeah, they're quite good at... I didn't know this until recently. Do you know most Russian presidents and czars have been removed from power at either gun or knife point? It's 50-something%. Over half of them have been removed by people. Longstreet's Corps led that? Yeah, Longstreet's... Shit. Yes. What was that? What was the movie where he straight up tells General Lee, hey, I don't agree with this. I think we're going to get murdered. And he was right. But then, you know, General Lee was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And he was like, yes, sir, I'll do it. Check on the Colditz cock, a glider made in the attic of a Nazi POW prison to be launched off the roof and makeshift catapult. It flew. Is that one of the ways they escaped West Germany? East Germany? East Germany. Because West Germany was the shit. He stayed in power this long. The man is not unintelligent. He's just scary. he wanted to be Stalin too. Pickett was under Pickett. Gettysburg. It's called Gettysburg. Oh my God. Is the movie called Gettysburg? Thank you. Thank you, weapons. I love immediately Wolfram's like, no, it was World War II. I just, in my brain, I read that as, no, this is Patrick. It's so fucking good. Oh my God. No mustache and less tarted. Wolfram with the best message of tonight. That was fucking great. All right, guys. We're going to be calling it right there. All right. Well, there we have it. We are at our 2 hours. I need to go relax, drink some ice cold water because I'm fucking sweating my balls off. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, don't do the enemy any fucking favors. Watch out for one another. Don't go quietly into that good night. I will see you guys here next Friday. Same time. I may do a little streaming in between then. Depends on what my schedule looks like. So I love you guys all. I'll see you next time. Peace.